What's up, little cummers? It's Composting back at it again. The world's most foreign podcast. Je suis votre hôte étranger, Rosa, joined today by my bilingual co-host, Joku.
Konnichiwa. Watashi Joku desu.
Nani? Baka! Wait, I'm talking in Japanese.
I think I'm turning Japanese.
I think I'm turning Japanese. We have a brand new formula of episode ready for you, so that's exciting.
Formula, like a baby formula. They'll
like
make you all cozy.
Oil, like 300 gallons of baby oil. Oh,
is that what P. Diddy used at their party? Baby oil.
Yeah, they found like there's a quote. The quote from the officer who gave a public statement said he had more baby oil from his freak-offs than the average factory produces in a day.
What? Freak-offs?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna be real. I kind of like zoned out. The only thing I heard was freak-offs.
All that matters is that the police are officially referring to the Diddy parties as freak-offs, which is really funny to me. I mean, would a guilty man call his parties freak-offs?
I feel like I actually haven't like looked too much into it. Is that what they're actually coining it? Like,
yes.
Is that what Diddy called it? Freak-offs?
Yes, and that is what the police are referring to them as. They're being referred to as freak-offs.
Because like I saw the jokes with like freaky shit. I was like, oh, this is just like 2024 like humor type shit. It's genuine. That's just what he called it.
2024 humor, 1995 crimes. They're indistinguishable from each other at the end of the day. But today we watched 2 movies. Well, not today. We watched 2 movies in preparation for today.
True.
And
we watched a movie called La Chimera. Directed 2023. Directed by Alice Rohrwacher, Italian filmmaker.
Hey, Italy. Pepperoni.
But, I didn't see them eat one pizza in this. I feel like that broke my immersion. Yeah, I don't speak too well. That's why I'm on a podcast.
That's true. You picked a good career.
I joined a VC and you were like, yo, you want to make a podcast?
Yeah, it is how.
And I was like, okay.
I
like movies.
Yeah. I was like, okay, we could do it, and we did it. See,
I feel like I was just dealt a bad hand of cards. If you really think about it, if I didn't join that VC, this wouldn't be my profession.
Are you saying that this is a bad thing? That's your profession?
No.
You saying? Oh, okay. You're saying that things would have been a lot worse. That's true. You could have never met me. And where would you be? Dead. You'd be dead.
Maybe.
Or successful.
Or successful.
One of the two. But yeah, we watched 2023's La Chimera starring Josh O'Connor, Italian film. We saw Josh O'Connor in this year's Challengers, and he plays a much different role here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you like to give a little plot summary of
Yeah. So La Chimera is a film about loss and how to cope with it through archaeology. That's how Josh O'Connor kind of copes with it in the film. And it's a very kind of, I would say, reminiscent film about one's past and our past.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
Yeah, and we're not talking legal archaeology. I'm talking buckle up, monster truck fans, because we're talking about grave digger. You know?
Yeah.
He robs those graves. He robs those graves.
He robs them graves.
Yep. He plunders that Gilf Grove. That's what they call graves in the industry. Gilf Groves.
Grove.
Yeah, they call it plundering the Gilf Grovacy in the industry.
What did you think about this movie?
I saw it when it got a theatrical release. I believe, when was it? I think it was in May of this year. I saw it at my local gay theater. When it got a theatrical run. And I thought it was very good upon my first viewing. I thought its symbolism of loss through the thread, him following a thread to the loved one they lost. I thought that was very powerful symbolism. I was impressed by Josh O'Connor's performance. I believe he learned the language of Italian just for this role, which is just very impressive. It's a very pretty looking movie, and I was blown away by the autism of the people in the theater I saw it in, because they kept talking about the aspect ratios of the movie. Which was great. It was in Super 16 and then some European something. It changed.
It was in 35.
Changed, yeah. Wait, so it wasn't in Super 16. So there were three.
There were three different aspect ratios.
Yeah, they were talking about that very loudly during the movie. Shout out to those guys. They're probably listening. They're the type of people that would listen to this. Shout out aspect ratios. Very pretty movie, visually engaging throughout. What were your first impressions?
It was really good. I feel like personally I would benefit seeing this one in a theater, since it's very much of a slow burn.
Yeah.
And I do have ADHD, so sometimes it's better to be in those settings for me.
Yeah.
When dealing with a film like this.
Yeah. As a fellow ADHD haver, I did find the film to be slow, but in a very nice way, where you kind of enjoy it. You kind of see the sights of the pretty Italian town that they're in. They do drag.
Yeah,
I don't know where else to mention that, but that's cool.
I thought it was definitely a step up from Alicia's last film, Lazaro Felice, and their short film, La Pupil, which I watched relatively close to this.
Yeah.
Definitely an improvement.
Very good visual style the director has. I thought that to be the best aspect of the movie. The film has a lot of commentary on art, on the ethics of grave robbing, that I found to be quite engaging. And let me ask you a question. Do
Yeah.
you think that there is anything sacred about a grave? Like, do you think that robbing a grave is any more unethical than any other form of theft?
You could definitely make the case of robbing a grave the same as like robbing a house or stealing one's possessions, I guess. Because I feel like when I think about at least current day burials, I feel like people are dressed in jewelry or other like cosmetics. So I could see an argument being made that it's the same as, because you were taking one's loved items from them.
But why steel manning here? Why, from a materialist lens, would it be any? Why wouldn't it be less unethical than robbing a living person's possessions? Is the idea of personal possessions held by a dead person legitimate?
I feel like that's up to one's own beliefs, you know. Like I think you could say that to you it feels like you're desecrating a grave, but one might not feel that way. I think that's just like a point of contention.
Yeah, the film thinks it's bad, obviously, because they're not ready for my my materialist swag, you know.
Yeah.
But,
are we talking when you're talking graves? Are we talking like ruins, or are we like that they're like searching, or are we talking like going to a cemetery and just digging up some corpse and stealing some jewelry off them?
Either or. I don't think that there's a meaningful difference in the ethics.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if the individual person if it would make a difference, because like I think that I guess this is just like ethics aren't objective. It's just a personal question, but personally I think it would be more ethical to like desecrate the grave of a slave driver than it would be to desecrate the grave of a random working class Victorian English child that died after being stuck between the gears of a loom and then then turned into Kool-Aid powder. I think that these are different.
Is that how Kool-Aid powder is made?
Yeah.
Just
that's
crushed
how,
up children.
Yeah,
in
that's
gears.
How, what's the weird QAnon conspiracy where it's like the baby blood?
Is it the one that like heals you? Like
yeah,
makes you youthful?
Yeah, that makes you live forever.
Oh, like the baby foreskin? Is that it?
No, not the foreskin. No, I'm not talking about the protocols. I'm talking about the QAnon.
Because I believe that's like some thing some people believe that like using baby's foreskin like makes you younger.
It's in the protocols of the elders.
Ah.
Yeah. We've all read it. I mean, it's required reading. Yeah. Let me know in the comments what's that called? That whatever that is. Baby juice. That's how it's made. But what did you think of Josh O'Connor, specifically his performance in the movie? Because I really enjoyed it.
So before watching this and after, so I thought his performance was good. I didn't think any of the acting was like super outstanding or anything, but something that I didn't know about Josh O'Connor until like researching the film afterward is that he is British. I didn't know this. even after watching Challengers and this, I didn't know he was British. So I guess that's just a testament to how good of an actor he is.
He was in that show that who's the Irish guy from Oppenheimer? What's his name again?
The Irish guy from Oppenheimer?
The lead, the guy who played Oppenheimer.
Oh, Cillian Murphy?
Yeah, Cillian Murphy and him were in that British show that people make Sigma Mal edits of.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
People in the comments, let me know. What am I talking about? Who's to say?
I don't know what you're talking about.
It was on Netflix.
See, I don't usually go onto Netflix to watch TV shows.
Yeah, same here. My mom watched it.
Is it a Netflix original?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay, then
Peaky Blinders. I think he was in Peaky Blinders. That's the name.
Okay, I didn't watch it.
Yeah, he was in Peaky Blinders. People in the comments, you no longer need to let me know what I am talking about. I figured it out. But yeah, he's a very versatile actor, and you can tell he's very passionate about this performance and this project, given the interviews he's given on the subject, more so than Challengers even.
Yeah.
Because when he talks about projects he's in that he's excited about, tends to be on the top of his list above Challengers, which I find really funny.
Well, he was like, he watched Lazaro, Felice, and then was like, he was mailing letters to Alicia.
Yeah,
he's a fan. He really wanted to work with her.
Yeah, and that passion transferred over to his performance very well. Another aspect of this movie that I really enjoyed is his outfits. The suits are fantastic in this movie. The costume design is great. He looks great. He basically just wears one suit the entire movie.
Yeah.
It looks really good.
Did you know that halfway through filming the movie, he had to go back to America, film Challengers, and then came back?
Yes, because, and my prediction was correct about Challengers, the flashback scenes in Challengers are the ones he filmed in the middle of filming La Chimera because he lost a bunch of weight for the role in La Chimera. Which is why he's, like, thinner in the flashback sequences of Challengers.
True.
See?
True.
I'm a logistical genius.
What other aspects of the film did you like?
Soundtrack was very pretty. I enjoyed the use of Italian folk music in telling the story of grave robbers. That was great. It's a very pretty film. I will say an aspect of it that I thought wasn't great is the ensemble cast. You only really get to meet one or two of these characters in a substantive way, and the rest of them kind of blend into the background.
Yeah, I would agree with that. That was one of my criticisms with the film, is that there's too many characters and you kind of feel lost in it, you know?
Yeah. It's not a bad thing. It's very enthralling.
Yeah. That was one of my problems with Lazaro, Felice.
Yeah.
As well.
You're kind of thrust into it, but it's great. I enjoyed the set design. The film does such a effective job making you really feel like you're in small town Italy.
Yeah.
And I enjoy the creepiness and the beauty of the graves that they're robbing, and the particular beauty of the statue that they steal. What was the name of it? Was it La Chimera, the name of the statue?
No,
what was it?
I don't remember the name of the statue.
Okay, whatever.
There's a statue in a grave, and they are attempting to get it out of there. So the first thing that they do is decapitate it, and then the people that they are trying to give it to show up as fake police and scare them off so that they have it for themselves and they don't need to give any money away to them. for stealing it for them. So it just loses its head.
Yep. But then he gets the head and he brings it to the auction on the boat. They offer him a bajillion Gorgillion Italian dollars, and he says, "Nuh-uh," and he throws the head in the ocean.
No head?
No head.
No head.
No head.
Some of my favorite aspects about the film is definitely Alicia's sense of heritage. I think that's a very important thing to her, because when listening to some of the interviews, like, this was like a common occurrence when she was young. Like, you would just go out and you would dig and you would find like pieces of fragments from the civilization that the ruins that they're looking for. I forget that. What?
Roman civilization.
No, I don't believe it's Roman. I forget the actual name of it. Something like EU. Look it up. Let's see if I can find it real quick.
Yeah, but Italy's a lot of shit happened in Italy. And
yeah.
There's a respect of Italian culture and a great amount of Italian culture put on display in a cool, prideful way, not a Mussolini prideful way.
Yeah, I also appreciate like scenes where like a bunch. This is also I'm referring to Lazaro as well, but scenes where like a bunch of characters just kind of are in a small room. That's a apparent thing in Italian culture. So I do appreciate that, and I also liked the use of the changing aspect ratios for what it represented narratively, with like showing the distinction between the past, which was shown in the narrative of the main, like the present is shown in 35 mil, and the past is shown in different aspect ratios. So I did appreciate that.
It was cool. The autistic people in my theater really appreciated that. I did too.
Well, I like when aspect ratio is used in a narrative sense. Like you have Saltburn, which just feels like it is in 35, not 35, I believe 16 or 3x4. I don't remember specifically, but in that aspect ratio, because it's cool and hip. And it doesn't have any narrative importance.
Yeah, I enjoy when there's symbolism within technical stuff like frame rate or aspect ratio, and the film did a good job with that without shoving it down your face in a masturbatory fashion. It felt useful and used in a utilitarian, stylistically engaging way. Any more criticisms you had of this film?
I felt like it kind of meandered a bit, and in some aspects, and it didn't do too much for me. I thought did you ever notice? I'm sure you. Sorry. I thought what?
What?
Did you make it? Your little smile, and it was silly.
Oh, I was looking at my putty. I was thinking, crazy Aaron's thinking putty.
You know when Crazy Aaron? You know why they call him crazy?
Because he killed someone with a screwdriver back in the 90s. A pregnant woman trying to take the subway stabbed her to death with a screwdriver, then ripped the fetus out of her belly and ate it.
It was actually a screwdriver made of silly putty.
She said, "I'm crazy, Aaron." and then people started thinking, and they're like, "I'm thinking, putty." And that's how Crazy Aaron's thinking putty was born.
Anyway, back to what I was saying and fumbling at what I was saying. But this
cracker needs some Crazy Aaron's thinking putty.
bro. I wish
Can
I
I
had
make
somebody.
that joke? I don't know if I'm able to make that. Can I use that voice?
We'll see what happens, I
We'll
guess.
see what happens. Comments, let me know.
Anyway, when the film like did homages to silent film with like sped up footage, it like I saw what it represented, but it didn't really work for me.
I kind of chuckled in the theater.
Like they were I thought they were funny scenes, but like they didn't really work for me.
It felt out of place and strange.
Yeah.
And hey,
I got what it was going for. It just didn't really work.
And I hope that the director keeps doing shit like that, because I enjoy risk taking. I enjoy a good pinch and twist, like taking something old, making it new. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the experimentation. Did it work here? Not really. Do I want to see people play with silent film era filmmaking techniques more in the future? Yeah, I think it was cool, but not done well in this case.
Yeah.
So some kudos for
the
risk, but it didn't really play well in my opinion.
You want to hear something fun about Josh?
Yeah.
You know, he lives like a van life. Like he lives in a van.
He lives #van. Dude, that's what my Swiftie sister wants to do. She wants to live van life.
Really? In a van?
Yeah, she wants to live in a van.
Yeah,
I can't believe that white people are stealing homelessness.
Yeah.
They're gentrifying homelessness. That shit's crazy to me.
Yeah.
Like, I have tons of friends who've lived the van life. Let me tell you, it wasn't glamorous. Right?
You gotta pimp out your van, though.
Oh, dude, remember Pimp My Ride? That show ruled. Yeah. I always think about some fat guy brought his Nissan Skyline into Pimp My Ride, and they kept the engine and everything stock. I remember this. All that they did to it was paint lightning bolts on the side to it and put a cotton candy machine in the trunk because he was really fat.
How big are cotton candy? No, they're not that big.
No, it took up the whole trunk. It was
really?
like...
I was thinking, like, when I heard cotton candy machine, I imagined, like, the size of, like, a slushy machine. Because, like, I always see packaged slushy machines.
Yeah,
for some reason.
No, you know though, you've seen a 90s Nissan Skyline GTR, right? Like, the boxy looking ones, they're like a coupe.
Yeah.
Not huge cars. So we're talking like a Mazda Miata size trunk, not a big boot. Filled up the whole boot. He didn't ask for it. They just put it in there because he was really fat. That's all I remember about that show. I used to watch it when I was in like first grade, which was bad parenting. Like, I would come home from school and be like, I want to watch Pimp My Ride, and I had a Motor Trend subscription. I would read Motor Trend.
I feel like as a kid in America, you have like one random like strange show that you watch. Like, mine was Storage Wars.
Dude, Storage Wars is goated because it's all the fat guy from Pimp My Ride. They would drive there with their cotton candy cars and they'd be like, $1 billion for the storage container.
Yeah, Storage Wars was like fun.
It's still going.
Yeah.
Pimp My Ride isn't still going. I remember that show would open up with I think the guy who ran the show is a rapper or something. He'd be like, this is a Porsche 911, and you gotta have some fat cash to drive this thing, except this fat fuck ain't got that money, so we're gonna put a cotton candy in his car. And that was the show. Fucking great show.
What was your favorite part of the movie?
My favorite part of the movie is the beach scene.
I would agree.
Yeah?
That's what I wrote down.
Would you like to tell the fans a little bit more about the beach scene?
Well, which part specifically?
The argument his new girlfriend over grave robbing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked the background with the factory. And like what that represented about how also we're just like desecrating the land by just putting new shit over it. Like a grave.
Like the grave digger.
Like the grave. Oh my god. It's so deep. Do you want to talk about why you like this scene, or you want to keep singing? The bone?
Can I do both?
Yeah, do it. Can you like sing it?
Let me get my mandolin.
No, Darla.
The factory represented grave robbing. I thought that was cool.
Wait, are you just saying what I said?
Yeah, I was gonna say the exact same thing.
Oh.
I have a slide. Why didn't I play Bad to the Bone with the slide?
Anyway. I just said anyway because I was gonna talk about more why I like the scene.
Yeah.
And then you kept playing.
No, you can
go. So I just like let you.
No, you can go.
Are you gonna play while I talk? No. Or are you holding the mandolin like that?
No reason.
You look like you're about to play it.
I'm not gonna play anything.
Would you rate this movie out of 15?
Bro, you say what you need to say. Say what you need to say.
You're the one that wanted to sing and play the mandolin.
You say what were you gonna say? Say what you were gonna say.
No, you're still holding the mandolin.
I'm not holding the mandolin.
You are.
Okay, and say what you were gonna say.
I insist that you go. Sing what your favorite part of the beach was. The beach scene.
The symbolism
oh my god
of the factory was really cool for you and me. It was really neat. It was really nice. That's my analysis. Hope that will suffice. Say what you're gonna say.
I like the part before they walked away and went to the grave. The dance scene was very nice and lovely, I thought.
I enjoyed the soundtrack. The soundtrack in this movie was just really good.
Yeah. And then I kind of liked the dynamic between the morality of them discussing grave robbing.
Yep. What would you give this film out of 15?
10.5 out of 15.
I'm thinking an 11 out of 15. Putting this film at a 21.5, tying it with All Quiet on the Western Front and Miller's Crossing. I think it should go right in the middle of All Quiet, ahead of this movie, and Miller's Crossing behind this movie.
Sure.
Cool. Before we get into the next film, I just want to complain for a moment, because I did an open mic not too long ago, and someone told me I reminded them, in their words, quote, of the YouTuber Big Joel. And then someone today, 2 people today, in comment section say I reminded them of Big Joel. What is going on?
Yeah. I saw the Twitter video of you on your floor.
I'm being haunted by the specter of Big Joel.
I think this is just you, like in your head. Like
you're
going Joker mode.
Oh yeah, so none of this ever happened.
I think it happened, but I think you're letting it affect you.
I'm just confused. No one will explain what they mean.
Did you ask them?
Yeah, and they refused to explain. I didn't ask the person in real life. I said, "Oh, thanks. I like his videos." But I asked the people on Twitter, and they refused to explain.
Wait, was that like for the stand-up special that you did? They just like were like, "I liked your set. You remind me of Big Joel," and then walked away.
It wasn't a stand-up special. It was 5 minutes on open mic.
Sorry, my bad.
If I I have an hour-long stand-up special. It's called "Burn the Boats." You should check it out on Netflix. No, I do my tight 5 about the divorced dad going to Libya and buying slaves so he can be the cool parent. And they said, "I like your vibe. You remind me of Big Joel."
Did they walk away after that?
No, I said no. Oh, thanks. I enjoy his videos. I appreciate it.
Then did he walk away?
I think it was a they them. Judging by their hair color, they walked away. I didn't ask them to elaborate. I'm not gonna be like, "What do you mean by that?"
If I get compared to like a YouTuber, I'm like, "What do you mean by that?"
I don't know.
There's some where you're like, "Oh yeah, that makes sense." Like I get compared to Rigby from Regular Show. I'm like, "Oh yeah."
From Regular Show?
Regular Show.
I'm like Rigby from Regular Show. You're like Trash Panda from Regular Show.
Trash Panda?
Yeah, you never saw the episode where he changes his name to Trash Panda?
It's Trash Boat.
Trash Boat. Oh, I'm sorry. I'd like to apologize to the fans. But yeah, I really don't get it.
One day, maybe you'll figure it out.
One day I'll find the answer. Until then, I'm gonna keep looking. But the Kino diet continues, my friends, as we move on to our next movie. That being Mathieu Kassovitz's 1995 La Haine, or Hate in English. After a chaotic night of rioting in a marginal suburb in Balagny, which is basically like a immigrant project. Suburbs in France are not really the same as suburbs in the US. They're more like the projects, just to clarify. Of Paris, 3 young friends, Vinz, Hubert, and Saïd, wander around unoccupied, waiting for news about the state of health of a mutual friend who has been seriously injured when confronting the police. It is a commentary on the state of policing within the 90s in France, particularly Paris, shot in black and white quite beautifully by Kassovitz. What did you think? What were your first impressions with this movie?
I'm actually going to defer real quickly and ask how long was your synopsis? How many sentences?
This?
That's like you describing the film?
My plot synopsis was 1 sentence long, and there was me explaining what suburb in French means.
Oh, I just put the French projects in my little synopsis.
It was just the letterbox synopsis. All I added.
You just copied it?
Yeah.
Oh, I just wrote. I'm not.
It was written by the director, so it's like.
I'm not criticizing or anything. I'm just saying that, we follow the last. Like mine was just the last 24 hours of 3 young men in the French projects.
Yeah. And it's told through the narrative structure of time passing with every like 10-20 minutes. The current time will be on screen. It opens up with Hubert telling a joke about a man jumping off a skyscraper who tells himself every floor on his way down, so far so good, so far so good. But it's not about how you fall, it's about how you land. And this film encapsulates that feeling of something horrible is about to happen throughout every one of its 90-minute runtime. It feels like a hour-and-a-half long continuous game of Russian roulette, where every scene you feel as if something is about to explode. Is how I'd best describe the vibe of this film.
Anyway, back to the question that you asked me about my initial thoughts about the film.
Oh, I'm sorry, bud.
It's okay. I did defer it, but I was going to go back to it. But I really liked it. I thought it was really good. I liked its presentation. I liked its framework. I liked just a lot about it. I did have a few errors, but we'll get into that in a little. Mm-hmm. But yeah, what were your initial thoughts?
So as someone who's family in France, the way that French people think about citizenship and nationality is extremely narrow and ethno-nationalistic. Like you either need to assimilate or you're not part of the French nationality in a lot of cases. And in this film we're following a Eastern European Jewish immigrant, Vinz, a Afro-French person, Hubert, and Saïd, a Arab Frenchman, and from Mathieu R, a French rapper who was interviewed in 1995 at the time of this film's release about French policing, just for some context of the film. He had this to say: "Just by the way the police, look at you, they give you the feeling that you're a second-class citizen, even if you are born here. Children are stopped for inspection 5 times just on the way from their home to metro. And I'm talking of a walking distance less than 10 minutes. Today in France, the police logic is simple. Here, if you are black or Arab, it doesn't matter if you have money or a good job. You'll remain black or Arab your whole life." And I have French cousins, some of whom are Afro-French, and when we talk about the policing situation in the United States and France, it's quite similar in terms of that feeling of second-classness. I think the film captured that in a way that I found to be relatable and accurate to the feeling of being occupied by the police within certain cultures.
Yeah.
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 Anyway,
so
you go.
Okay. So when they're wandering around, these 3 friends, going about a day in the projects and then in Paris, it's established that Vinz, the angriest of the bunch, a French Jewish man, found a lost police gun at a riot the night before, and he vows to take the life of a cop if his friend, who is hospitalized after confronting the police, dies of his ailments, and that friend passes away, and we see that anger boil up in him. I thought that I found it to just be captivating and moving. What did you think about the character of Vinz specifically?
I'm actually gonna talk about all of them real quickly, instead, because I loved their dynamic and how each of them interacted with each other. It was so young and full of angst, and rebellion because of the state that they're in. So I just loved their interactions with each other. It was so engaging to watch, and kind of just mesmerizing. Maybe not mesmerizing, but like I found myself just kind of getting lost in their performances.
Yeah, it felt incredibly real. And as someone who unfortunately has had friends caught up in very negative interactions with the police, I found the three reactions held by put on display by Hubert, Vinz, and Saïd to be very relatable. Those being the individualist, prideful, anarchistic, terroristic, lumpen attitudes put on display by Vinz's desire for redemption, his very natural desire for redemption against the police, violence against the police, the petty bourgeois pacifism and moralism of Hubert, who insists that violence isn't the answer, and having internalized the propaganda of the school system, that hate breeds hate, equivocating the sort of violence of the slave driver and the violence of the slave freeing himself, and the character of Saïd, who's caught in the middle of these two attitudes. I found it to be incredibly true to life and relatable. What was your favorite scene?
I actually didn't write down my favorite scene for this. I actually wrote that I liked the chemistry just between all of them. I think they felt so realistic, and like they've just been friends for a while, and that was my favorite part, just watching them, the entirety of it. I also just loved how they played around with the gun. Like it just felt like just some dumb fucking like 16, 17-year-old kids, and they're just like they've never held a gun before, and they're just like waving it around and shit. It's so funny.
I liked the character of Vinz. I found to be so interesting. He like acts out the taxi driver, you talking to me monologue in the mirror. Just his pure angst, and his atomization, I found to be so engaging. Particularly my favorite scene is when he's loitering at a shopping mall with his two friends, and it's announced on the television that his comrade held in custody, in the hospitalized by injuries at the hands of the pigs, passed away. When that happens, he walks off to daydream in front of two traffic cops about shooting them in the head. And in this vision, you see him imagining shooting the cops in an action hero-esque way, where they throw their arms behind their head, the glass shatters behind them, they go flying. I thought to be a good commentary on the masculine idea of individualist vengeance being informed by media and spectacular relations within the media, rather than a material understanding of violence as it exists in the material world. Everything about Vinz I found to be incredibly interesting. He ends up very nearly shooting and killing a skinhead, but he ends up letting him go after holding him down at gunpoint, being egged on to make good on his desires by Hubert, and then he throws up, and then he lets the skinhead go. I thought that to be a good commentary on the fact that the spectacle of violence in film, in movies, is much different than looking someone down and pulling the trigger, you know? And Vinz, if we want to get into the ending, eventually dies when a cop is holding him at gunpoint, taunting him with his gun, and the gun accidentally fires. Hubert runs up on the cop who killed Vinz with the revolver, and the two of them stand gun to each other's heads. There's a zoom in on Saïd closing his eyes in terror as the two of them pull the trigger on each other. It cuts to the credits. It's a very sudden fall that you can tell the film was just building up to. Everything about it just puts you on the edge of your seat, particularly its portrayal of Paris.
Yeah, I love the sets. They all look so lived in, and
yeah,
like they remind me of my own city in some aspects.
Yeah, I enjoy
with all of the graffiti everywhere.
Yeah, the boondocks are shot with like wide angle lenses, but the city of Paris is shot with long lenses. I noticed it makes it feel very narrow and distorted. And that change is shown via just one of the coolest rolling cart zooms I've seen in any film. When they move from the setting of their projects to the city of Paris, which is depicted as a city of sleaze and stratification, not the romanticized version of Paris, present in pretty much all of American cinema.
Yeah, I did love the cinematography in this. I love the flow in every scene. There's so much movement and there's so much happening.
Yeah.
The camera, it just feels so vibrant and dynamic in that sense. And I think it definitely adds to the tone to the movie.
Yeah, it's a brutal watch, to say the least, especially if you've lost friends to the police, and lost friends to needless individualist acts of violence. I found it to be the most accurate portrayal of the anger present in among people marginalized by the police, and the different ways that expresses itself. Be that Hubert wanting to fight his way up within the system, or Vinz wanting to tear it all down without understanding a more a collectivist conceptualization of how that is to be done. And it's very pretty. The film is very pretty. Shot in black and white. Looks great. Looks really great. The score was done by French. My favorite French hardcore rap group, Assassin.
It's Vincent's brother, the actor Vincent, which is also named Vincent.
Yeah. He's an assassin, right?
Yep.
I love Assassin. Shout out Assassin. There's a lot of good French hip hop. out there. If you speak French, check it out. If you don't speak French, still check it out, because there's a lot of good boom bap instrumentation, even if the language is quite silly. Yeah.
Do you have any criticisms?
God's honest truth, no.
All right, I do have some. In the beginning, there's when he's like doing the finger gun to the mirror. There's like, and he like does the little pull trigger thing. There's like this really goofy stock gun sound effect, and I just thought it was like weird and made no sense.
I think it was a nod to Taxi Driver, but I get that.
And then during like the dream sequence at the end, there's like this squash sound effect, like this like getting like it's a transition back into reality, and it's just this another goofy sound effect.
Yeah.
And then there was one part which I get what it was going for. It was Saïd asking the showing the difference between the cops in Paris between the projects, but it was like, why did Saïd ask a cop for directions? I didn't get that. Like, I feel like that's not what their character would do. Obviously, it's to show. It's obviously to show the difference, but like for the character, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like he would ask somebody off of the street.
Yeah. Was that before or after he was literally tortured by cops?
That was when they were in Paris, going and looking for his friend's place.
Snoopy. Shout out Snoopy. Crackhead with cokehead with nunchucks.
And loved Russian roulette.
Yeah. He loved fake Russian roulette.
Yeah.
The Russian roulette scene was really well done.
Yeah, I for like a favorite scene though, I would say probably that scene would be my favorite. Or the scene where they're in the lobby of his building, because it's just everyone like screaming "shut the fuck up" at him, and I thought it was funny.
The film's really funny.
Yeah.
The friendship feels so real and nuanced.
Yeah.
It's quite a bleak film. A good one to watch with the family. Really important lesson about life in the police, you know.
Do you have anything else you wanted to say?
Let me check my notes. Is there anything I wrote that I did not talk about? I was just gonna say that not all violence is revolutionary. I have Borgiga quote about that, except I think I established that because like you kill one cop, that doesn't do shit to challenge the system, you know. It just emboldens crackdowns on the system, you know. I'm not gonna say
premiered at Cannes, right?
Yep, and it won editing, right?
No, I believe it won directing. But the cops that were at Cannes protested by turning their back to all the cast members and everyone. They just like turned around, which is so funny and goofy.
Nique la police.
Also, this director, like, you look at his other work, and like, you look at all the other posters, and you're like,
what the fuck's going on?
What happened? like, this is definitely like a one-hit wonder, it feels.
Motherfucker really just made a masterpiece and was like, yep, I'm done.
I'm gonna make some weird movies now.
And like, it's French, so I mean, I want to check out some more of his stuff, but it kind of sticks out in his catalog. Also, there's a 10 Years of Lahan documentary that I wish I could have watched before this episode. It's a fucking Criterion. Why do you have to lock that shit behind your $40 DVDs, man.
Oh, just go and they usually go to Barnes and Noble and get a 20% sale.
Patreon.com/compostingpodcast if you would like to fund us being able to afford a $40 DVD.
Or we could wait until fucking the
Christmas.
Barnes and Noble sale for them to be 50% off.
Yeah. What would you give?
I would score it 13.5 out of 15.
I'm thinking 14 out of 15, which makes this film tied with The Zone of Interest, and I would say it's your pick. I don't know which is better.
I'm indifferent with the scoring ranking, personally. So I don't really. Overall, what I enjoy more and I think is a better movie. I would say Lahan.
Okay. This makes it our number 4 film in the ranking for all the ranking heads at home. Yeah. But now I'd like to shift gears, much like in the BMW E31.
Well, you're shifting gears because we're crushing up children for Kool-Aid.
Yes. I'm
so thirsty.
In my loom, before we get into our favorite recurring segment, Come Line. Last week on the YouTube community tab,
did you want to do the other segment too?
Yeah.
Okay.
After this. I asked you all to look at the ranking and tell us what ranking you disagreed with the most and why. And we got 2 responses. And why don't we take a look at what the people had to say? If the share your screen on Discord will work. It is now working.
Okay, but what is up with that Alien Romulus review? Why?
That's it, Isaiah? Isaiah, are you fucking stupid? We made a whole fucking review. What the
we didn't like the movie. It was bad.
What is up with the Alien Romulus review?
It's not a good movie.
Remember when I said and why? The and why was the whole point of it. Make an argument. Let's see if John Composting, if their message is better.
Why did you put Girl Finds Out She's Adopted feature film by Darman, a masterpiece, at 1/2? That's crazy. I'm no longer a fan.
I agree. Darman should have been at 10.
I'm sorry, Darman.
Or 15, sorry. How insensitive of me.
Those call-ins fucking sucked. What's your question for the masses for next edition of Come Line, Joku?
What was this week's question?
What ranking do you disagree with the most and why?
We'll judge your favorite film.
Yeah,
give us your favorite film, and we'll judge it.
Yep.
We'll make fun of you.
Yep. Dude, I can't believe what the fuck were those call-ins? What the hell happened? Is there lead in the composting fan tap water?
Wait, are we drinking? Is the lead pipes in the Kunker?
Yeah, there's lead pipes in the Kunker, and we've been feeding our fans lead-poisoned tap water. Damn.
Wait, we've been using the Kool-Aid with lead water? Fuck.
Fuck my chud life. Anyway, on to our new recurring segment.
We have a segment here called Testing Rosa's Film Knowledge, which basically is just going onto Letterboxd where they have showdowns, where they just have a category, and we're gonna ask Rosa the top 5 films within the category, and we'll see how they do. Okay. So this is the pronoun edition.
Woke.
So we're looking for top 5 films. Most fans on Letterboxd with pronoun she. Top 5.
The highest rated films by
not
people.
Highest rated, most fans. So what fan? Okay. So this is a list of movies with the most fans.
Fight Club because women are fascist.
No.
Not in there.
It's at 19. Also, there's 100 movies in the list. If you name one and it's not, I'm just going top 20.
Okay.
Anything else I'm not saying.
Barbie. Because women love they Barbie.
No.
Godfather 1.
No.
Godfather 2.
No.
What do women like? Perfect Blue.
No. There's an American there's a movie that was inspired by Perfect Blue. That is
Kanye West?
That was directed by the director we've talked about. If you don't, is it? Let me check. No, I'm just wrong. I'm sorry. I thought this movie was directed by Alex Garland. No.
Jaws.
No.
What are movies women like? Monster Jam Gravedigger highlights.
No.
Mary Curie.
No.
Fuck. The one where that guy escapes out of prison in the shit pipes.
Shawshank Redemption?
Yeah, Shawshank Redemption.
No.
Oh, fuck. People's Joker because trans women.
No. Let me know whenever you're ready to move on to the next category.
Okay, I'm done.
All right, the top 5 were La La Land, Little Women, Dead Poets Society, Pride and Prejudice, and 10 Things I Hate About You.
I can name 100 things I hate about women.
All right, moving on to our next pronoun. Most fans on Letterboxd with pronoun he. Top 5.
La La Land.
La La Land is number 2.
Dead Poets Society.
No.
Little Women.
No.
10 Things I Hate About You.
No.
Driver.
Driver? No.
American Psycho.
No.
Blade Runner.
Which one?
Both of them.
Blade Runner 2049 is in 15.
Godfather 1.
Godfather 13.
Godfather 2.
No.
Goodfellas.
12.
Shawshank Redemption.
10.
Dude, fuck my chud life, bro. What do men like?
You gotta specifically think letterbox men.
Oppenheimer.
No. But I would say you're on the right track with Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
Think more Christopher
People
Nolan.
I don't like. What do people I hate like?
Think more Christopher Nolan.
What has Christopher Nolan directed? Let me think.
Blah.
Blah. Is that a hint?
Yeah.
Hint. Blah. Can I look up Christopher Nolan movies? No, it's cheating. I don't know. I'm done. I throw in the towel.
All right. Number 1 was Interstellar. You got La La Land. 3 was Whiplash.
2001. 2001 has to be on there.
That's 20. Also, Inception was 19. That's what I was referencing. Everywhere, everything, everywhere, all at once is 4,
Jarvis
and Dark.
Johnson likes that movie. And
then Dark Knight Rises is number 5. Or Dark Knight, sorry, not
Kill
Rises.
all men.
All right, we're moving to the gay category.
No way, you got neo pronouns, bro. If you have
Most
neo...
fans on Letterboxd with pronouns Z or Zay.
Dude, that's scary. People's Joker.
No.
Love Lies Bleeding.
No.
I Saw the TV Glow.
No.
Godfather.
10.
Interstellar.
1.
2001.
20.
Godfather 2.
No.
Whiplash.
3.
Little Women.
No.
10 Things I Hate About You.
No.
Driver.
No.
A Car's Life.
No.
What's Up?
No.
The Incredible Bulk.
No.
Cool Cat Saves the Kids.
No.
Women's gun safety course.
You're right. La Haine is at number 19.
La Haine is?
Yeah, La Haine is at 19.
La Chimera.
No.
What do gay people I don't like? Oh, La La Land.
5. Need 2 more.
I need 2. I'm actually doing really good with this one.
That's because everything has been mentioned already. It's all like kind of generically the same thing.
Oh. Inception.
That is 17.
Cyber Seduction, His Secret Life.
No.
Girl finds out she's adopted.
No.
Okay. I throw in the towel.
Number 2 was Fight Club, and number 4 was Dark Knight. All right.
Dude, I thought too highly of gay people to even guess Dark Knight. What the fuck is wrong with you guys?
All right. So now we're done with the pronoun category. Now we're moving on to top 5 sweatiest films. So now this is actually like, this is put in by like gay people. So think people who use Letterboxd. So what would Letterboxd users put?
Rocky.
Not there. Oh, sorry. Whiplash is 4. Rocky is 16.
Is La La Land sweaty?
No.
No, there's no sweat in La La Land. Forrest Gump, because he runs across the country, and that's pretty sweaty.
No.
I throw in the towel.
This one had a bunch of movies that we reviewed.
Okay. With that in mind, can I?
Yeah, you can go.
Okay. Love Lies Bleeding.
17.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
You're
looking at our films.
Yeah, I'm looking at the film. Under the Skin?
No.
Challengers.
3.
Really?
Yep.
Solo.
No.
Oh, what's the one with the sweaty guy? I'm imagining a gif of a guy wiping sweat off of his forehead. Fuck. What's that gif? You know the sweaty guy? You know the sweaty man gif? Where he's in like a suit. He's like... You know the sweaty guy gif?
The sweaty guy.
Lover. I throw in the towel.
Alright. Do the Right Thing was number 1. 12 Angry Men was number 2. Dog Day Afternoon was number 5.
Fuck.
The other ones that we've talked about are Mad Max Fury Road.
That's not that sweaty.
Pretty sweaty.
It's not that sweaty.
Yeah? Alright.
I take issue with that.
So, final category. Best Cozy Autumn Films.
Solo or the 120 Days of Sodom?
No. I picked this category because it recently turned to autumn equinox this past week. So that's why I picked this one.
Matt Rife Lucid, a crowdwork special.
No. None of the movies we've talked about on the podcast are on here.
Okay. Unfrosted. Fuck, we've talked about that. That was off the dome. I'm sorry. Fall movies. Ooh. The one about like the stayovers, the people that stay. What was it called? It was
Holdovers.
Holdovers, yeah.
No, but that's a good choice. I that's a good like Christmas film. But it does make me feel warm and cozy.
I have a banger one.
Yeah.
A Jack Skellington movie.
No.
Driver.
No.
Oh, fuck. I can't even think of a single movie where it's fall outside. Anatomy of a Fall. No, that's about falling.
And there's snow in that movie.
La Haine, because it's not about the fall. Fuck. Wally.
No.
Cyber Seduction. Oh wait, we talked about it in the show. Fuck.
I can name some in like the
okay,
bottom
Chicken
of the
Run.
list.
Chicken Run.
No, that's a good one though.
See,
I can name some in the bottom though, if you want.
Let me
bottom 5 are My Neighbor Totoro, Halloween, Autumn Sonnet, The Princess Bride, and Big Fish.
Friday the 13th.
No.
Are there any slasher films in the top 5?
No. I wouldn't consider it a slasher, but
Nightmare on Elm Street.
no. That's a slasher.
Okay, I don't know what you consider a slasher or not.
It's not of like 90s villain. It's a mystery. It's not a slasher.
Scooby-Doo.
No, it's not Scooby-Doo and the Boo Brothers, as much as I wish it were here.
Is the Boob Riders?
The Boo Riders?
Yeah, is that what you said?
No, Boo Brothers.
The Boob Others?
Boo Brothers.
Boob Brothers.
You'll get it one day.
I want to get some Boob Brothers. I need those.
Do you want to hear them?
No, I want to get one. I want to get one. I can get one.
Okay.
Movies were fall movies. Family Vacation.
No.
I give up.
Number 1 was Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Oh.
Number 2 was When Harry Met Sally, Dead Poets Society, Knives Out, and Good Will Hunting.
Why is Knives Out a cozy fall movie?
I don't know. Ask the Letterboxd fans.
Letterboxd people, you have to answer for this.
Alright. Do you want to... well, I believe I have a movie to recommend.
Yeah, you have a movie to recommend.
Yeah. I am picking an amazing cinematic masterpiece.
Cinemastic.
Yeah. That's how awesome it is. I am picking...
got a cinemastectomy this week.
I am picking the movie Marley and Me.
Massacred my Marley and Me.
Marley and Me, directed by David Frankel, starring Owen Wilson and Jennifer Aniston.
You hyped up Marley and Me so much.
Yeah, because I'm so excited to watch Marley and Me.
I've never seen Marley and Me.
There's just something about it, you know.
Yeah, buddy?
Yeah. Anyway, thanks for coming on this journey with us. I'm Wes Anderson in a trumpet, and
I'm the one character he wrote in the movie say the F slur to another character in a trombone.
Mr. Gustav. No, it was not.
I believe you have a letter for me.
No, it was played. They were played by Adrian Brody. Fuck.
Hello, I'm Mr. Gustav. I believe you have a letter for me.
Goo goo gaga, oh boo boo.
And we're
composting.
I
I forgot about that part.
Yeah, gotta put that down in your doc. Oh.
Hibado. Shibado.
Toilet.
How do you think that went?
I thought it was good.
This is a DJ Underground exclusive.